Hey. Just kidding. This isn't a talk show. Yeah, this is a breakdown for the song Balance off of the Sky Falling album coming out soon to your ear tunes. Yeah, basically Balance was a song that we made in one day actually. Neemz made the beat, and then we heard it. He's like, yo, what do you think? I just like enjoyed it. So I wrote a verse really quickly. It kind of just flew out of me, which is kind of nice. Went into the studio, recorded it, Cam mixed it, and then we went outside and filmed it at like 2 a.m. in the morning. So I think we started the song 9 a.m. and we were finished the whole production, video, song, editing, mixing, everything by like 2 a.m. in the morning. It was like a one-day affair, one of the quickest, let's say, projects we've ever done. And sometimes you get that when it's like a good thing that really hits you hard, you know? So the main thing that I was focused on when writing the song was just the battle between your internal instincts and your external morals. You know, it's like we all kind of know that fighting isn't something you want to be doing all the time, but you have to know how to fight when the Vikings hit the beach. So you got to find that balance, how to live your life regularly, but know when to pull that dark side Sith out of you in order to survive, basically. A song that's really dear to me is I'm still going through that, you know. People who know me will say like, oh yeah, you know, he's a chill, nice guy, you know, come. But I'm also trying to I also have that internal animal instinct in me, and balancing those two where I don't just have like a 60% this one, 40% that. It's the goal in life. So these are the lyrics. The song kind of goes, Valor Morgulis are the choosiest of words to describe life. So I'm going dancing in a monsoon. Like, what's a rainy season? I am numb to your political agenda. Remember that. I am more Professor Duncan, community college cab. A psych major. I might wager the rest of my life for a purpose. Do I make you nervous? Imagine how it made me feel. Better yet, how it made me steal. Man up. I had to man up. We own the night. No fear for poltergeist, vampire or wolf man. Get the tail? The internal monsters of a good man. If not tamed, grow unashamed and take over. It's no good, man. A yin and yang. Balance is the hardest part. A Joan of Arc or simply Joan from home. Yeah, I heard that balance is the hardest part. And evidently this is street ball. A uniforms versus skins give them a sense of community. Using violence, and we own it. Give them bubonic. Disguise as gin and tonic. Show the sickness all through pictures. Please, no pictures on full bottles. Do not show the sickness. It's just a system. Beat, drop, fire. Love that song. So, lyrical breakdown. This is kind of what's going through my head as I wrote each lyric. Valor Morgulis, I believe, is High Valerian for all men must die. Shout out to Game of Thrones. Yeah. You know, House Lannister right here. So I just want to start with that because, like, Valor Morgulis is probably the best way to describe life. We all know we're going to die one day, so rather than being sad about it, soak up every moment, enjoy it, including, like, the hard times in your life, which kind of like, imagine being in a monsoon. It's going to suck, but you know, like, one day you're going to die, so you just got to take every day in stride and just keep living, keep doing what you're doing. I am numb to your political agenda. Remember that. I am more Professor Duncan, community college cap. I try not to go one side to, you know, CNN or Fox. Try not to be confused by the biases of the right wing and the left wing. So I get my news from John Oliver and like Trevor Noah, Jon Stewart, all those comedy things, because I feel like they have a kind of a straight line. Basically, the metaphor was that John Oliver was a psych professor in community, so community college cap, psych major, just like me. And I might wager my life. Like, I gave up school to pursue this music thing, and that's where I am right now, doing it, wagering, betting my life against all odds. Next lyrics. Imagine how it made me feel. Better yet, how it made me steal. Man up. I had to man up. Big comic book nerd, you know, Superman. Not my favorite. I like Batman more, but in this case, I wanted to just talk about how Superman is like, he's God level, right? He's the most powerful. It's kind of unfair to ask, is Superman better than this guy? Because Superman's OP, he's overpowered, but he came from Krypton, and he's had to balance the fact that he could destroy everybody and the fact that he should help everybody. So that's where kind of you see the difference between Clark Kent and Superman. It's that balance of being the soft, shy nerd who loves Lois Lane, and Superman, the all-powerful god who Lois Lane really loves. You know, you got to find your balance. We own the night. No fear for poltergeist, vampire, or wolf man. Get the tail. That's a little. I just snuck in tail there because I thought it was cool. Like when you think of a wolf, I really wanted you to think of the tail of a wolf, and also the tail of the story, kind of like Dracula, any werewolf kind of story, kind of fairy tale. Get that myth going. The internal monsters of a good man, if not tamed, grow unashamed and take over. It's no good man. That line is specifically based on Naruto. For those who've seen it, he's got a little, he's got a fox demon living inside him with 9 tails. See what I did there? And essentially, he has to control it. If he doesn't control it, the 9 tails kind of works like anger, and it takes over the body, and he can't think straight because his animal instincts have taken over. And I want to find that balance, and I think we all need to find a balance between our internal monsters and our external morals, you know? Yin and yang, balance is the hardest part. Pretty plain and simple, you know? Balance, it's hard shit. You ever tried walking on a balance beam? Joan of Arc, the hero, you know, she heard a message from God and then decided to go fight and lead the French army to victory. But she could have just stayed at home and said, damn, I might be schizophrenic, you know? So it's just a matter of balance, finding what you want to do and being able to go out and do it without losing who you are. Evidently, this is street ball, uniforms versus skins, give them a sense of community using violence. That's very ingrained with all the police shootings that have been going on in the States. It's definitely a game. Us as black people, you know, we're the skins and uniforms, cops. It's kind of hard to see, like, you see in Chicago and other cities, there's a ton of black on black crime, and it seems like the only time people get together is when a cop kills a black person, and that should not be the only thing that pulls us together. So I just really wanted to address that because it's troubling, you know. There's got to be something better than violence that brings us together as a people. And then I put, we own it. Give them bubonic, disguised as gin and tonic. Show the sickness, alter pictures. Please, no pictures on pill bottles. Do not show the sickness. That's just kind of like, we see, give them bubonic, disguised as gin and tonic. Bubonic plague killed tons of people. Alcohol is like one of the #1 causes of death in North America, and no one really addresses it because it makes so much money for the government, aka the system. And you get constant commercials of beer. They're showing pictures of, enjoy this beer, enjoy that beer, enjoy this vodka, enjoy that. And we're just soaking it up. Meanwhile, on the prescription pills that are killing us, there's really no pictures on them about what's happening when you start taking those. You know, you get a pill bottle from your doctor, it just says, take 2 capsules a day, da-da-da-da-da, side effects might include. But if we showed a visual of what prescription pills were doing to people, I think we'd have a very different opinion on how helpful they are. But they're not going to do that because it's a system and someone's got to eat. It's not us. Balance to me is a very blue-colored song. I really wanted it to be in a good spot on the Sky Falling album. When you see the cover, you'll see a boat going through a storm and headed towards calm. And balance to me is that part where after the storm, you've righted yourself. And the boat, you know, maybe you capsized a bit, but you're back to where you need to be. And you're balancing on the now calm waves. and you thought about what you just went through, and you're thinking about what you're gonna do next, and you're right here in the middle, just balanced on a fine tip, kind of like the weight of when you hold a sword in your hand. If you put it, if it's well made and you're holding the sword, it will balance properly from hilt to blade. And the song sits right there on the album, right on the fine balance point. And so to me, like the sky, if you were sticking with the storm metaphor, the sky would be blue. The darkness from the storm would be gone, but the bright sun from the calm isn't there yet. You're just kind of in the middle. Yeah, so we put out the song, Balance, with the video, and then a couple months later, Cam just had this feeling in his bones to remix it. And when he got back into the studio to mix it, he stripped away the sample from the starting point, and that just kind of like elevated the level of the song and made it more hype, more bouncy. And that really went well with other songs on the album, and it kind of just, to me, gave the feeling of a creaking boat that just survived a storm, you know? And that's one of my favorite parts of the song now, is that intro with just drums and bass. It's like, it just really hits home, and I hope that when you listen to the album start to finish, you'll get that feeling as well.